Hey everybody, it's Kyle, coming at you live from my car again. Yeah, because I'm always running somewhere, picking somebody up or taking somebody somewhere, so got to pick my boy up from marching band practice. But I'm not so upset about having to stop watching the first presidential debate, because I cannot stand to sit there and watch Donald Trump talking over somebody else and then expect them to be quiet when he's talking. It's just absurd. You guys know how I feel about it. That's not what's bugging me. What's bugging me? Well, you know, what's bugging me is the fact that all these news stories are coming up and all these crazy things are going on, and they're taking all the attention away from the most important thing, which is COVID, man. I mean, it's still killing people, okay? People are still getting infected with it, and it is still killing people. And I'll be honest with you, man, fucking nothing else matters right now, guys. The most important thing is having a legitimate plan for COVID. And it really bugs me that there's nothing like that out there, and that people are still bitching about fucking masks and shit like that, because while you're doing that, you're making it so that my kids can't go to school. Now, my kids are going to start in school on a hybrid program next week. So they'll go to school for 2 days every week, and then the other 3 days they'll go to school online from home. So thank goodness it's moving to that, because it's been all online up till then. But my kids will at least get to experience some sort of junior high and high school, you know. And it's very, very frustrating to watch these dumb fucks griping about wearing a mask when it's scientifically proven that masks have assisted in this whole entire thing, and possibly even weakened the virus over time. So I don't know, man. I know that the virus has mutated. It's become less deadly, but more transmissible or more contagious. So I would imagine it's going to end up being like the flu, which is what everybody's kind of thought anyway, where it will kill so many people a year, and we'll get, we'll get a shot every year, a booster shot, so that we don't catch it, hopefully. Anyway, it's all the tax stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Yeah, I mean, knowing that his campaign manager helped launder $170 million, knowing that he only paid $750 in taxes for a couple of the last 18 years. And he paid more for a couple years, but I know there was also like 10 years or something where he paid nothing. And so it's really hard to see all that and hear all that, but especially when, we're paying taxes on top of what we have taken out of our checks. We've had to pay big amounts the last 5-6 years, and it's hard to shell out that money to pay that off when this asshole has hundreds of millions supposedly and is paying $750. That's very frustrating. And I know how it works. I know he has businesses. I know all of his businesses lose money. But I don't want to hear about how fucking rich he is then. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about his golf courses and shit like that. But again, we're getting pulled away from what's really important, which is people all over this planet are dying from coronavirus, from COVID-19. So it's not the Wuhan flu or the China flu or all those racist fucking things that he tries to say. It is coronavirus and COVID-19. They're scientific names, guys. So it's really hard to focus on that and remember that 200,000 people have died under this watch, simply because this man would not wear a mask or suggest that people wear a mask in public, even though doctors and scientists and everything have been saying the whole entire time everybody needs to be wearing masks in public and everybody needs to wash their hands for 20 seconds and every time they wash their hands, and people need to do all these certain things and stay 6 feet away and blah 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 blah. I don't understand what's so hard about having to wear a mask. I really don't. Do I care for it? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get out of the store and I'm walking to my vehicle, usually the first thing I do is yank that mask down because I'm tired of wearing it, man. It sucks. But it's life, and we have to deal with it in order to help our fellow man and hopefully stop the spread of this virus. That's what should be focused on right now. This Supreme Court bullshit, quickly trying to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg, sucks. The income tax fraud garbage sucks. The money laundering sucks. Along with about 500 other fucking things that have sucked for the last 3.5 years, okay? But what's most important right now is coronavirus and COVID-19, okay? Remember that, everybody. That's why you vote. How's this being handled, okay? All right, so that's what's bugging me. I'm going to come back real quick. This might be a real short episode, but I'll go ahead and throw it over to Kyle. Hey, Kyle. All right, everybody, I'm back. So what am I into right now? Well, I've already talked about most of the records. I did get Enter the Wu-Tang Clan, though. I did get that on vinyl, and I've definitely really enjoyed listening to that a lot. Pretty amazing. I had no idea, or I think it's Enter the 36 Chambers. I can't remember, man. Sorry. But I really dig it, man. So much so that the next time I was out or about, I think it was at Target or something, I saw this Wu-Tang t-shirt. I immediately bought it because I'm down with them, man. And everybody knows Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. But I've really enjoyed listening to that. I've also enjoyed listening on Spotify. The new Tim Heidecker record is pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I've definitely really enjoyed listening to the new Public Enemy album, which came out about a week ago, or last Friday anyway. And that's been really interesting, man. I mean, they really partnered with a lot of different people on a lot of tracks there, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. If you haven't, I mean, fucking Ice-T is on there. Mike D and Ad Rock are on there. I mean, it's good. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. They do a remake of Fight the Power, and it's amazing, man. If you haven't heard that, it's solid. It's very emotional and very perfect for right now in our history. So check that out if you haven't checked that out already. What else? Well, what else have I been listening to? I'm trying to think here. That's about it. I mean, just really those two and some podcasts. I really got into this podcast called Bardstown. I love it, man. It's about Bardstown in Kentucky and this crazy situation where they had multiple murders within so many years, which, I think before that they didn't have any murders forever. So it was pretty wild, man. If you haven't listened to any of that or you don't know anything about that, check it out. It's really good. I am reading again, which is great. I did pick up Roadside Picnic, which is the book that the film Stalker, I don't know if you've ever seen that 1979 Andrei Tarkovsky movie, but Stalker is based on a book called Roadside Picnic. And so I wanted to read that. So I'm reading that, and, it's absolutely great. I really like it. It's really different. It's really interesting. Check it out. I'm reading that. I've also started kind of watching a lot of older movies. The wife and I have been watching a lot of Alfred Hitchcock films. So we've watched Rebecca, and we've watched Notorious. We watched those two so far. She picked two that I would have never picked to watch, but that's okay. I own them. They're Criterion collections. So now we're going to be getting into more like, North by Northwest, Rear Window, The Birds, Psycho, that kind of stuff, um, which are the things, Vertigo, I love. But those are the films I really, really love by Alfred Hitchcock. So looking forward to start watching those now. The other thing I've started doing is I did pick up that box set, and I'll put a picture up here. That I did put up a picture of, or I did pick up that quick little Blu-ray box set. It's not quick. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. People were texting me about but the fucking debate. Anyway, I did pick up the Blu-ray box set of classic monsters from Universal. So it's got Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, Invisible Man, and what else does it have? Oh, Wolfman. It's got all those films in there on Blu-ray. So I did watch Dracula the other night. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say this right now. I think Nosferatu, the silent film, which is based on Bram Stoker's Dracula book, is superior to the film Dracula with Bela Lugosi. I think the film Dracula with Bela Lugosi doesn't really go anywhere, man. I mean, it's all kind of all over the place, and there's so much dialogue that's kind of, I don't know. I know it's pertinent to the story and everything, but it's kind of like a snoozer, man. I didn't care for it. Yeah, Bela Lugosi's pretty great in it and everything. And then it also ends so abruptly. It's like over quicker than it began. I don't know, man. I just didn't care for it. I know I like Frankenstein a little more. I've read Frankenstein. Now, Mikey tells me that the book Dracula blows away Frankenstein. He's read all those books. He said Invisible Man's really good. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde isn't that great. But anyway, and he liked Frankenstein okay, but he said that Bram Stoker's Dracula is a great novel. So I really need to check that out too. Maybe I'll read that next. And then let's see, what else have we been watching? I mean, not really a whole lot. We did start watching Jack Whitehall and His Father. He's a comedian from, I believe, Great Britain. He and his father, they're going on travels together. There's like 4 seasons of it on Netflix. We started watching that. That's really fun. And I can't really think of anything else, to be honest with you. I have not been keeping up with The Boys. I'll get to it, man. I'll get to it. But what am I reading all these on? Well, I do have an old Amazon Kindle, which was my wife's. I got that for her a long time ago. She's read a couple books on it, but she prefers an actual book. I love to read books digitally, and I definitely love to read digital comics. So I went ahead and got the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's an iPad Pro killer. Comes with the Samsung S Pen with it in the box, so you don't have to buy that separately for $130 or whatever Apple charges for the pencil. And it's a 12.5 inch display, Super AMOLED. I mean, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The most amazing thing about it is, when I got it, I hardly believed that it was in the box. It weighed so little. It barely weighs a little bit more than my Galaxy Note 10 phone. I'm just floored at how light and thin it is, and yet sturdily built, very strong, But it's great. I ordered that and the keyboard case that they make for it as well. The keyboard case won't be here until late October. They're kind of back ordered on it, but that's fine. But I'm enjoying the tablet right now. I did buy a little cheap case for it just because I don't want to mess it up. Pretty easy to drop those things or scratch them. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I love it. So I've been reading a lot of books on there and comics again. Thank goodness, man. But it's perfect size if you turn it portrait mode. Perfect size for comics. It's almost the same size as a comic. So that's pretty great. I'm really enjoying that. And it's been a pleasure to read on too. I read part of Roadside Picnic last night. I just got it yesterday, and I read part of Roadside Picnic last night, and it's awesome. It just works really well. It's 120 hertz refresh rate on the screen, so it's I mean, it's so snappy and peppy and fast. It's amazing. It's got like 8 gigs of RAM. I got the 256 gig storage model, but you can put a terabyte micro SDXC card in there. So I have a 256 one on the way, but you know, if I ever want to upgrade more, I just buy a terabyte one eventually. They're kind of high right now, so I ain't spending all that on a terabyte card at the moment. I mean, a 512 gig card is like $130, so I ain't spending that either. They'll all go down. Memory's going down, so those are only going to get cheaper. I think a terabyte one is like $250 or $260. Just not doing that right now, man. Not on top of what I just paid. 512 gigs of total memory is more than enough storage space for a tablet. I should be fine. Plus, it does have a USB 3.2 port in the bottom of it, so I can hook up an external drive or whatever. And that's really what I'm planning on doing. Now, I sold my MacBook Pro. I had a 2017 MacBook Pro 13-inch with the touch bar. I sold that thing, and I mean, selling that pretty much paid for almost all of this tablet and the keyboard and everything. And to be honest with you, it's going to end up being faster and running better for what I need. Couldn't really read digital comics very well on that laptop, so didn't really work for me. It wasn't a good e-reader. It's a laptop. It's a MacBook Pro. They're great. I love my work one, and then I love my Mac Pro at home too. But I just didn't really need that MacBook Pro. So went ahead and sold that on Swappa and sold it for a fair price to someone instead of people trying to rip me off and buy it for nothing and then turn it around and reselling it. I'm not going to do that shit. So I sold it to a guy who's going to use it, who's going to school. He's very happy with it. It's on the way to him in Seattle. I'm sure he's going to love it. That's great. It's going to go to good use, and that makes me happy. So, but yeah, I'm really loving it, man. So I'm going to be able to, record podcasts on there. I don't know how much editing I'll do because I love to use Audacity for noise removal. So I'll probably still do that. So I'll record. Maybe I might record on it, but I don't think I'll edit the podcast on it. But what I may do from time to time is edit some video on there. There are some apps, and I downloaded or I sideloaded Adobe Premiere Rush to it. So, I could do multi-layers with, fades, cuts, all kinds of things. There's all kinds of things you can do with Rush. It's not as robust as like Premiere, and it's not as robust as Final Cut and everything, but it's definitely a step up or two from, iMovie, I would say. So looking forward to using it for that a little bit. And with the S Pen, that should make it run pretty well, I think. I can really get down there and get to the frame and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to using that for that reason as well. But I love it, man. It's a great device. And if you are, if you're looking for a tablet and you're looking to do some stuff like draw with it or, photo work and stuff like that, some heavier work than, just for a base level tablet, take a good look at those, the S7 and the S7 Plus, the Galaxy Tab. They're really well made. And, another benefit of them over an iPad is the ability to add a memory card and boost that thing up to, an extra terabyte of space. So even if you bought the 128 gig one, you put a terabyte in there, you got a lot of space. You're not going to, most laptops don't come with all that. So, yeah, I think my MacBook Pro that I just sold had a 500 gig hard drive in it, or an SSD. So, I mean, I'll have that as soon as I put this 256 gig card in there, a little bit more than that actually. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm just playing with it and getting used to it right now and everything. It's a little bit different, but it also has Samsung DeX, which is their desktop mode. So when you hook the keyboard case up to it or whatever, you can push this button or whatever. It goes into this mode that's more like a laptop. So it's almost more like a Windows laptop. It kind of looks like Windows a little bit, or even Linux. But long story short, it just allows you to open up separate windows and do all that stuff. I mean, you can do that in tablet mode too, But you can open up apps in their native window, their native size. Oh, there's somebody's playing drums behind me. Marching band's leaving the field. So, but yeah, it's pretty great, man. I'll put some pictures up of it, and I'll put some pictures of the Wu-Tang album. Check that out. But that's what I'm into right now, guys. I'll get another episode out to you next week. Hopefully, I'll be able to record at home and give you a little bit better episode. Until then, though, if you guys would do me a favor, go register to vote and get off my lawn.